welcome back for more Preptober. November 1st is only a few days away now. Are you ready for the November writing challenge? Writing 50,000 words in a month is difficult. We call it a challenge for a reason. It requires planning and preparation, and that goes beyond your story itself. Our last video was about getting your story ready to start writing. This video is about getting yourself ready, about getting into the right mindset to win. So what is the right mindset? More than any outlining or world building, your attitude is the most important thing you can prep. To win the November writing challenge, you need to get to know yourself. Think about how you like to write, how you perform under pressure, and what kind of self-care works for you. It's easy to idealize the perfect routine, the perfect story, and the perfect challenge, but a little realism goes a long way. Prepare for your life, not a fantasy life. Accept now that things will not be perfect. You will have good days and bad days, words you love, words you hate, and words that might not come at all. Life happens and the world doesn't stop just because you're writing a novel. Instead of worrying about everything that can go wrong, think about what you'll do when things do go wrong. It's not about never falling off the horse, it's about jumping back on as quickly as you can. As we count down to November 1st, I encourage you to be realistic and plan ahead. In the rest of this video, I will share 5 tips to help you get ready. Number 1. Find time. When are you going to do all of this writing? To write 50,000 words in a month, you'll need to average 1,667 words per day. That's a lot. Try to estimate how long that will take you. For example, I can usually write 1,600 words in about an hour and a half, so I try to set aside 90 minutes to 2 hours every day, just in case. Now, think about what a typical day looks like for you. When are you going to put in these hours? You may have time to write in the morning or evening after work. You could also spread out your writing across the day, writing in 20 or 30-minute bursts. Set yourself up for success. You know when you work best, so try to schedule your writing time then. If you're not a morning person, then forcing yourself to wake up an hour early probably isn't your best strategy. Now let's take a look at your calendar. Be honest with yourself about what you can realistically do. Take stock of your priorities and see if there's anything you can put off until December. We like to believe we can do it all, but most of us aren't Wonder Woman. It's okay to let things go. Note any days that will be busier than usual and start thinking about how you might work around them. It's better to identify these tricky areas now than be surprised later. For example, do you celebrate Thanksgiving? You might travel or have family obligations that will make writing harder. You could plan to write on the airplane or take a break altogether. If you write an extra 200 words every day for a week, you can take Thanksgiving off without falling behind. Number 2, find space. Writing is a physical activity. Yes, the world you imagine is in your head, but you do need a real place to write, with a desk, a notebook, and minimal distractions. We take this tangible aspect of writing for granted, but when you're planning to spend a couple of hours on your novel every day, you really do need to think about where that will happen. Do you like to write at home? If you can, set up a dedicated writing space. Keep it clean and tidy with everything you need on hand. Store your notebook here if you write longhand, and if you use a computer, make sure it's plugged in, charged, and ready to go. The idea is to make it easy to sit down and start working. You don't need to prep anything. You might not be able to set up a special writing station. Maybe you live in a smaller space or have roommates. That's totally fine, I've been there too. Just make sure you know where you'll write, even if it's just on the couch after everyone has gone to bed. You can still have your materials on hand, even if you need to keep them in a drawer or a backpack. Do you prefer to work outside the house? If you like to write in coffee shops or libraries, identify which ones you'll go to. Make a list of your favorite places and keep it handy. Pro tip, check their hours. You don't want to plan on writing every day at a cafe that closes on the weekend. When you know when and where you're going to write, you won't have to think about it every day. You'll already know, it's time to write, I'm going to go to this place, and I'll work for this long. Planning your routine cuts down on decision-making and uncertainty. You want to save your mental energy for your novel. Number 3, create accountability. The November writing challenge is entirely self-imposed. No one is making you do it, and there aren't any real consequences for failing. This makes it tempting to give up when things get hard. Creating accountability for yourself makes it easier to keep going on the bad days. Do you have any writer friends? Ask them to do the challenge with you. You can meet for writing sessions or just check in on each other. If not, tell at least one other person you're doing this. This is a great way to motivate yourself to keep going, since no one likes to admit that their plans didn't work out. Tracking your progress also keeps you accountable. Watch that word count add up day by day. Even better, use a tool that lets you visualize your progress. Scribble uses a progress bar, and watching it fill up is so satisfying. You might reward yourself for reaching milestones. For example, when you hit 10,000 words, you can buy a pastry at your next coffee shop right in. Number 4, know your pitfalls. Some of you are returning challengers. Maybe you've tried to win in previous years, but stalled out halfway through. No shame, I've lost this challenge more times than I've won. It's great that you're here and you want to try again. Think about your last attempt and where it went wrong. Did you run out of time, get writer's block, or did you just burn out from the pace? Whatever it was, reflect on it and think about what you might do differently this time. If you're like me, you hit the same sticky spots over and over. I get snagged right when the story hits Act 2. There's just something about that moment that trips me up every time. Since I know I struggle there, I like to spend my Preptober outlining that part of the story in particular. I also give myself permission to write out of order. If I get stuck in Act 2, I can skip ahead to the next place I feel confident. So whatever your sticky spot is, identify it now. Expect to get stuck there and have a plan for what you'll do when it happens. With any luck, you won't get stuck and you won't need your plan, but you'll be grateful if you do. Number 5, take care of yourself. I see some of you rolling your eyes at this one. I know it feels impossible to deal with your normal day-to-day, plus write a novel, and now you're supposed to make time for self-care? Well, yeah, you are. Trust me when I say that self-care is really important during this challenge. It's a big thing you're taking on. Creative work can be fun and fulfilling, but it also takes a lot of energy. Burnout is a big reason many people fail to finish. Self-care looks a little bit different for everyone. What helps you wind down? What do you need to do to stay happy and healthy? You might meal prep so you can eat well without needing to cook. You might find a show to watch when you need to give your brain a break. Or you might walk your dog every morning before starting to write, getting some exercise and reconnecting with nature. Whatever you need to do is fine. Just because this challenge is hard doesn't mean it needs to be stressful. I also recommend planning some rest days. I know that sounds scary when you're already writing 1,600 words a day. Every day you miss is a day you have to make up. But trust me, life happens. If something comes up, if you get sick, or there's an emergency, or maybe you're just really tired one day, you don't want to be worried about making your word count. Having planned rest days makes it easier to take time off. You don't need to feel guilty about it since you've already budgeted for the time. You can make up the missing words over several weeks or have a few massive catch-up days. Whatever you decide, you won't be sorry you took care of yourself. There's been a lot of real talk in this video, so I want to end by reminding you to have fun. You're doing this challenge because you want to, you've got a great story idea, and you're excited to get started. You can always come back to that feeling anytime. The countdown to November 1st is starting, and with that, I'm excited to announce our special offer. We're offering a free month of Scribble to anyone taking on the challenge. If you sign up between now and November 7, you'll get November completely free. And if you write 50,000 words in Scribble by the end of the month, you'll get December free too. Scribble is jam-packed with features to help you write your novel. So sign up and give it a try. You've got nothing to lose. Happy Preptober, everyone, and good luck.